This is your overlord speaking, telling you to go over to dragonbags.com right now and get the best bags in the business. Drop code BIGASP12 because we're amazing and we will save you money. Yes, we're the overlords, not Big Asp. So yeah, go over to Dragon Bags and pick that stuff up today. Again, code BIGASP12 at checkout will get you the best heat in the business.
Welcome to the Big Ass Cornhole Show with Sean and Dane, the host you know, talking cornhole life and random fun. Grab a beer, let's get it done. From tossing bags to let's wild ride, tune in and join the party, don't you hide. It's the Big Ass Cornhole podcast time with Sean and Dane. It's always prime. With Sean is done.
Well,
Yeah.
what an intro, man.
How about that?
Wow.
Just
The
switching
Overlord
it up,
made,
bro.
it,
Yeah.
made an appearance.
Made an appearance.
That was great.
How
Well,
about that
welcome back
voice
to
changer?
the Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. Sean and Dane are with you as always.
Hey,
What's going on, man?
Hey, same old, same old. Just got a little NBA action on the background. So
Yeah.
still just hurts that the Cavs aren't still playing, but
Yeah.
we'll live.
Yeah.
We'll live.
Yeah,
all
so
right?
kind of like a hodgepodge of like an episode, like a little bit of everything.
A
We're gonna-
menagerie, if
yeah,
you will.
so but before we get into anything else, Dane, let the folks know what we're sipping on tonight in our favorite segment called What You Drinking.
What you drinking?
Well, I am sipping on another fantastic Southern Tier beer, 2X Juice Jolt. It's
Yep.
delicious.
Sure
Get
is.
yourself some.
Sure is.
Yeah, part of a crazy 2X pack that they drop. Every beer in its dynamite. These are just the last ones in there. So
We had a 2-hour interview yesterday, so if you could only
Yes.
see the table in front of us,
yeah,
then you
there's
would see
plenty
all the
of
stuff
empty
that
beer cans here.
we were drinking yesterday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sticking with water and caffeine for right now.
Hey,
so.
nothing wrong with that. I have water too.
Yep.
So stay hydrated, folks.
Yep. So, obviously, we have more audio gold planned for you this week. We're gonna recap the results of the Signature number 3 out in Colorado this past weekend. We have dramatic readings, just some random stuff that's kind of come up that we're gonna talk about, and yeah, and then we are gonna be joined by the current women's doubles national team champs, I guess, right? Signature champs.
Yeah, of the ACL World Galaxy.
Yes, correct. Miranda Coy and Lori Dool.
Hell yeah.
And it was an awesome interview. We had a good time. It's a long interview, so this is gonna be a long episode. I
Yeah, it's
feel
nice
like.
because they're very insightful. They've been around the game for a while. They're a pleasure to talk to. So
Yeah. So
always
if
a
you
good
have
one.
a long commute and you just like hearing our voices, buckle up because this is gonna be. I have a feeling this is gonna be a very long episode this week. So we had
Oh.
talked about splitting it up, but we're like, you know what? Let's just put out one long. We haven't put out like a
Just,
real long one.
Yeah, we'll just lay it out there for the
Yeah,
folks.
yeah,
Let's
let's
see who
just
takes a
pump it out.
nibble.
So-
Why not?
But before we get into all that, we're gonna let you know what's going on in our lives in a segment we call In and Around the Hole.
Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
So once again, it's like the weekend was here and then gone.
Yep,
It was
snip
just
snap. It's
crazy.
that time of year, man.
So what did you do this weekend?
Just on let's see, Saturday night was going to kick it with Bryn out at her birthday bash at Hofbrauhaus.
Yep.
So our cousin came in town to celebrate with her friends, and we got an invite to go hang out with young folks.
Still cool.
We are still cool, and Hofbrauhaus is always just a good time.
Oh yeah.
Great beers, and just has an innate ability to just make you drink.
Oh, man.
Sean, you were able to get in and out in like an hour, which I don't know how that's humanly possible.
The only reason was because we had a 7 a.m. tea time the next day,
Just
and
suck it up, man. Just get up and get out and golf.
I just been out like a lot, and I just I was just super tired. So
yeah.
I know.
World's smallest fiddle.
Believe me, I know. I get it. I also had to drive because the closest Uber for me that night was like 25 minutes. It only takes 25 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get there. I didn't want to be out that late. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to drive. And then I'll have a beer and then I'll just, I'll see how everything's going. And then once mom and dad were leaving, I'm like, this is a great opportunity to kind of slide out with them.
Perfect
you know what I mean?
chance.
Like, yeah. So yeah, I was there for like an hour, but got to see Brain and her friends and stuff like that. And I
Yeah,
seen
it
a lot of
was
them.
a lot of fun.
Yep.
Can't complain. Then Sunday golf,
Yeah, Sunday
bright and
golf,
early,
man.
Valley Air.
Dude, my new home course, I think.
Yeah,
man.
I always forget about it.
Dude,
it is
it's so
it is a
close,
great
too.
course. Yeah.
I can't believe I've never played there before.
Oh, that was your first time
I've
ever?
never played there before.
I feel like I played there with Bumpa though.
I have
back in the day.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never played there.
So yeah, I mean it's a great course. Short, fairly open, but man, that
Yeah,
rough is an absolute.
See, I kind of
bitch.
disagree. Like it was relatively open, but like narrow, like lanes you had to hit through to get
Yeah.
to the fairway. Once you got through the lane, it was open.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a whole lot of room to like aim like way left or like if
No.
you slice the shit out of the ball, you had to hit the ball relatively straight.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was a relatively short course. I mean, how do you think you played like relatively like overall?
I mean, overall, it was okay. Like struggled with the driver until I switched to the old driver, and then I was hitting much better off the tee. Iron striking was pretty damn good. My long irons right now are just absolutely on point, which
They are.
is like something that I haven't had in a long
I
time.
mean, I noticed you were just teeing off with that at the end.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of like tighter holes that I also thought if I hit driver, I was going to carry it into water and
Yeah.
stuff. So I just played it smart, and I knew that shorter course, if I rip a three iron off it, I only had like 140 in still. So
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just kind of chose to go that route with it, and it paid off. All those holes I ended up parring when I was just playing it safe, and then. Yeah, just like I know that I need to get some serious practice time, like around the greens and stuff. Like I'm missing a lot of easy strokes around there, which is just kind of been my MO the last like 2 seasons. Like
Yeah.
my practice is just getting out to play around because I just get overly excited. I don't want to go
It's hard.
practice. I just want to go play and like
I get it.
have fun. So yeah, I just need to like put in a little bit of work around the
Even
greens
just
and
putting down
figure it
here.
out. Yeah, I mean, just I gotta get something figured out and.
I was pleasantly first of all, we played with our buddy Kevin,
Mhm.
who I grew up playing baseball with for like 15 years or something
Yeah,
like that.
he's
So it was-
welcome back anytime.
Yeah, awesome.
'cause-
It was great to play with him. He fit right in. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Now he said that was one of his best rounds, like of the
Oh,
year.
okay, good.
Yeah, so he said he played very well. But it was fun. Like I thought, I either played great or else terrible. I could not, and it's so frustrating because all season I've been the one club I could kind of rely on all year was my driver.
Yeah.
I was constantly putting myself in play, and that's why I was scoring decent. But my irons, I was still kind of figuring it out. Well, now I finally figured out irons, like in my wedges and my short game, everything. But I could not get off the fucking tee. It was driving me crazy. I was constantly in trouble, having to punch out and then straight. Now I made some crazy
Yeah, I
par
was gonna say,
saves.
your
Like
recoveries
some of my
were
up and downs.
off the chain.
I mean, there was one shot I had. It was like 135 yards out. I was under a tree, and I had to keep it low. And there was like this little tuft of rough, and we'll get to that in a second, right in front of the green. And I told Kevin, I'm like, I'm gonna try to hit a line, like a little low line drive, and if I can carry it to that rough, I think it's gonna slow the ball down enough, where hopefully it'll like just release onto the green.
Yeah.
I put it within like 2 feet. With tap in par. I mean, I had no business parring that hole.
Yeah, but
I
hey,
shanked it off the.
All it takes is one good shot.
It really does, and that's what I love about the game, and it's
Yeah.
fun when your short game is good.
Mhm.
Because I could have very easily scored mid 90s, like yesterday, but I one putted, I think 10 holes. Like I was putting very very well, and that's just something that I've been practicing. But now, like before we go to, I just need to get my driver back online because everything else finally feels good.
Yeah.
If I can just feel confident again going up to the tee, and every other time I'd always feel like I was fine. We went to the simulator the other day.
Mhm.
I was feeling it fine.
Yeah. For me, I always have the back pocket of like, even if my driver's not there, I know I can just stripe a 3-wood. So
I think I need to go back to
doesn't really
drawing the
bother
ball
me.
off the tee. I think I was more accurate when I was hitting a draw, like comfortably, like a
yeah, and
high
I think
draw.
you were consistently hitting the ball like harder and further.
Correct. And like I've been trying to fade the ball a lot, and I just am when I'm hitting it well, it's nice. Like I know how far it's going to go, and I can but I just don't feel like I'm super accurate, and I don't like having to line up that far
Yeah.
left.
No, I get that. I totally get that.
But yeah, I was happy with how I played. If I could just eliminate double bogeys, I would have. I mean, I had a chance to break 80, but
Yeah, I mean, I had mine's always in chunks is my issue.
Mhm.
Like I started off a little rough, but it really wasn't that bad, and then parred out like the last 5 holes.
Yeah.
And then 10 comes around, I triple bogey, double bogey, and then I had another string of pars, and then I finished off like bogey, bogey, bogey.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's always just runs for me of like good
Is that-
golf and then just drops off
Is
the
that
cliff.
mental? Is it like you lose focus?
No,
Is
I think
it-
it's like it's more just like compounding. Like I have like the
you're due for a bad shot.
exactly, yeah. Like,
Like
so
law
the
of
one,
averages
yeah.
kinda
So
thing,
like
yeah.
hole number 10, like stop at the clubhouse, grab a drink, you like relax a little bit, and then you step up to that tee, and I shanked a shot, and then my next shot I actually put a good like 3-wood to recover, and then I like flubbed a chip, and then like next thing you know, you're like chipping up, and then 2-putting, like it just adds up really quick. And yeah, it's like all of a sudden I like snap out. I mean, it's a little mental for sure because I like snap out of it and you're like, oh shit, that was a fucking triple. Like,
Yeah. I'm just learning too that if you have a bad score early, it doesn't mean anything. Like there's so much, like there's so many holes left. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
to go
I mean,
back.
I'm very much like if I'm struggling, I just like to sit quietly and just not think about golf for
Well,
like
I just know not to talk to
10,
you.
15. Well, honestly, like for me, that's just not like I'm not like stewing about my game.
Yeah.
I'm literally just not thinking about golf. I'm like just trying to think about anything else. Just sit there and take my mind off it, and then just like come back to the next shot and like move on from it.
For sure. We had so that was Sunday morning. Before we move on for golf though, this course was beautiful and it had it was shorter, but you had to hit the fairways because if you didn't, your ball was gone.
Dude, it was
In the rough,
disappearing.
It was some of the like thickest, like the ball would just get swallowed by the rough. Now you could swing through it, like it was fine. Like you just had to make sure you hit ball first. But
Yeah.
man, the ball would just sit gone. It took us 4 hours to play 18 holes, and we were the first tee time.
Yeah, and it's because we were
Embarrassing.
searching for golf balls.
We couldn't find the fucking balls. When
Now
it
at
was
the
going
same
to
time,
rough.
there's a twosome behind us that never caught us.
No, I mean, again, because everyone has the same issue.
Yeah.
And when we made the turn, the guy asked me, how's the course playing? I'm like, dude, it's a beautiful course. Really like it. But he's like, how is the rough? I'm like, it's thick. And he's like, too thick? I'm like, no, because you can play out of it.
Yeah.
But like, you lose the fucking golf ball. Like, you had to really be on top of your game.
Mhm.
And there'd be times where we're standing right on top of it, we don't see it.
Yeah, like it would just be like covered and just enough.
Crazy.
They, like you could not see it. So
But
yeah,
that was
like,
Sunday morning.
yeah.
And then Sunday afternoon, evening, I had my daughter's dance recital.
You did.
So she had 2 dances. She did a ballet dance, and then there was like a like music theater.
You're letting her
type
belly dance, Sean?
and then yeah, and then just then back to work before we know it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And t-ball and softball thrown in there, and yeah.
Well, I got back from golf and did my entire backyard. I mowed it and did all the edging, weed whacked,
Yeah, you did.
pulled all the weeds out of like my patio.
I think that's
area
my
and
least
shit.
favorite like outdoor activity is weeding.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I hate it too. I mean,
I
most of the
don't.
time
I'll
I'm
cut the
just like,
grass. I'll do anything else, but like that.
I mean,
I'll
you
do-
better believe that a lot of that was just like Roundup, like putting
Oh,
that down.
I get that. Yeah.
But then like had the dandelion spray, so put that on the front and back. Changed all my lights back there on the fence, so now I have like
Nice.
really good lights that I only need 2 of them to like illuminate the whole backyard to see
Oh,
the
we play a
dogs.
little night
So.
cornhole.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Alright,
Yeah,
well.
they're legit now. Yeah, and then I mean that I literally got home like mowed the lawn starting at 12:30. I wasn't back inside until 5:45. Just doing yard work, and then came in. Amy showed up back home like half hour later, and then just like chilled out.
Yeah, the dance recital was 3.5 hours.
Yeah,
so
I
that
mean-
was that's fun.
I mean,
Long.
again, I would have been there had we not originally planned
Hey,
on
can we
going
talk
to the
for
lake.
just a
but
second how uncomfortable it can be to have to sit there?
I didn't
and
know if
watch
you wanted to go there. Or not.
other kids dance to like there were like 9-year-old like hip hop kids like
Yeah.
girls out there dancing to like Get Low and stuff. Like it's just fucking weird.
It is weird.
Like that
I
whole
agree.
dance culture is super weird, and I'm like, I get it, like it's whatever, but like it's just super uncomfortable to watch. Like,
it's
where am I
dance.
supposed to look? Am I
Don't
supposed to?
sexualize it. Be like, what do you like? That's what dancing is.
Yeah, like and people are going nuts, like going
Yeah.
crazy, and I'm like, this is weird. Like it's just okay
Yeah. It's I'm there with you. It is just very awkward.
for sure.
Like I mentioned, like when you brought that up, I was like, yeah, like I remember Kids Bop had Lollipop from Lil Wayne on one of their albums. It's like, dude, like don't like that's not the right demographic here. Like it's the same thing with the dancing. It's just
doesn't mean
freaking
what you
weird,
think it
man.
means.
Yeah, it's just weird.
All right.
I don't know,
Anyways,
hearing like 12-year-old girls licking like a lollipop. It's like,
correct.
oh God,
Correct.
no.
So I was scrolling on Facebook the other day, and I just happened to see like a random like ad pop up, and I saw it was like BG bags that were being sold,
Yeah.
and I saw it like it was I think the series of the bag was like Calypso or something like that, and I'd never heard of it before. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
weird, and I went to so I followed the website, right?
Mhm.
Just being a loser like I am. Followed
Yeah.
the website, kind of went through all that stuff, and then started going. I went to the ACL like the bag manufacturer list because there are some series of bags, and while I was on the website, I saw like All Cornhole had some bags on there, and they had two of the I think it was one or two of the series that All Cornhole had on there that I hadn't heard of before.
They're like Rex stamped or something.
No, they were pro stamp,
Pro
like
stamp?
pro
Okay.
stamp. So I went to the ACL bag list, pulled it up, and they had it. Like it was on there for All Cornhole. It was under there, but the BG one wasn't listed. I'm sure it was just oversight.
Mhm.
But my thing is like the company that I was looking through. Let me see if I think I wrote it all down. Yeah, it was so basically it was like through Victory Tailgate, right?
Okay.
Victory Tailgate falls under this umbrella of this larger company called Escalade Incorporated. Apparently, they're like a huge company. They're like the biggest like backyard game distributor. Like they've been
Okay.
on like they've been on the stock market for like over 50 years. They're a very well established company. They have like other companies like Escalade Sports, Victory Tailgate, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the ACL has some sort of partnership with them because it seems like there are other sporting good companies that all fall under that umbrella
Victory
cell.
Tailgate what Stacy owned?
I don't remember what it was called. I don't think it was called Victory necessarily, but it could have been. That's what I'm saying.
I thought it was, but
So my question is, if you're an ACL like bag maker, does everyone get the option to try to sell the bags through like
yeah, it's
like
like
the
a third
big
party like
yeah,
that.
a big or is it just like the ACL is
Well, I mean, that could have just been a separately inked deal outside of it. I mean, even if state, let's say hypothetically Stacy does own that, it can be a completely separate entity.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I'm just saying. I'm just wondering if a company like Dragon Bags, like, do they get offered like, hey, like we have this opportunity to put ACL stamped bags on this website. Would you like that option? If you're a smaller operation, you might not want that
Yeah.
only because you might not be able to keep up with the demands of a website like that large.
Mhm.
I would just be interested to know if it was like, if it was at least offered, or if it was only like
Yeah, I mean, that's a good
ACL, like
question.
you have to be like in the good graces. Now, what I'm interested in now that Rich Chamness is apparently out of All Cornhole side of things,
Yeah.
does that mean that BG bags won't be sold like on these websites anymore? You know, will it only be All Cornhole and like ACL, like ACL has pro stamped
Yeah.
bags, like the like
Mhm.
just ACL. I can't remember what they're called. Like it's a terrible name.
Synergy Touring Pro.
I know something like. Did I write it down? Yeah, it was the Hornet.
Oh,
It was a comp stand bag, and the Afterburner, which was also a comp
we
stand
didn't
bag.
add them in on our Battle of the
We
Bags.
did not. I know they're probably pissed. But yeah, it was BG was the Calypso Pro and the Raiden Pro were the I think they were the all cornhole bags. So, but yeah, I randomly just stumbled across it, just kind of
Yeah,
thinking
I mean,
out loud. So,
it's definitely interesting.
all right. So this past weekend, we had the Signature number 3,
We did.
and I have to say that this was probably by far the best
Dude,
we've had so far.
It was the who's who.
Yeah, it was just
of
like all
cornhole.
the studs.
Yeah,
Kind of. It seemed like
it was
yeah.
great.
So it was awesome. All 4 brackets were kind of loaded. All the final matches were really were good. Like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
broadcast
this
was really
is
fun
what
to
we
watch.
expect when it's not round limited.
Yeah.
Like we see the cream rise
It's
to
a grind,
the top
though,
a
man.
little
It's
bit.
a long. It was like
Yeah.
4-hour broadcast.
Yeah,
It was a
super long.
but it was fun. I mean, every match like was kind of it was exciting to watch. Like
Yeah.
it had some element into it. So
For sure. No, I mean it was to me I think it was the best one today just for the viewer. I would say. I mean it's a lot of big shots, big names, and a little bit of drama. So I think it all like kind of comes together. It's perfect.
all right, so let's start off with women's doubles.
Of course.
Women's
it's only
doubles.
natural.
In the finals, you have Lori Duel, Miranda Coy going against Cheyenne Bubenheim,
Gina
and
Ramirez.
Gina Ramirez. So you have it was Bubenheim was thrown against Coy,
Mhm.
and then Duel was thrown against Ramirez, and it was kind of a back and forth match for the most part.
Little
It was
bit, yeah.
pretty even. Towards the end of the match, Bubenheim and Ramirez started to click a little bit, and they started to pull ahead a little bit. I think the score at the time was like 18-13.
Something like that, yeah.
Ramirez and Duel get the bags back, and Gina throws her first bag short. Second bag goes in. Third bag goes long.
Yeah.
Fourth bag she had to try to shoot an airmail, and she misses.
Mhm.
So she has 3. Duel has an opportunity with a bag. We'll call it like a level 2 block. If she pushes it in,
Yeah.
right, she gets 9 points. They're sitting at 13. They get the win, right? So Lori Duel clutches up. She hits the shot, which, I mean, honestly, like, it wasn't the easiest shot.
No, it's a hell of a push, man.
I mean, it's a pro level shot, like,
Yeah.
right? Like, you would expect a pro to hit that shot. It was a good shot, but it wasn't like an easy push shot necessarily. She clutched up. She hit it. They end up winning. There were certain moments, because if you don't remember, at Worlds last year, there was a little bit of like animosity between Lori Duel, Cheyenne Bubenheim, Miranda Coy. If you remember in that match before they played, Bubenheim called an official over
Yeah.
for that match. Duel didn't like it. They ended up losing that match, and then some words were said afterwards. You'll hear a whole lot about this in the interview later.
Yeah.
But there was some level of, it seemed like, vindication. You know what I mean? That they were able to win
Absolutely.
one over
I mean,
that.
and also
so
you're beating
the best,
the 1A, like
the
player
the
in-
Gotress.
yeah, the
You know what
goat,
I mean? Like
the goatus.
the Gotus. Yes. So so hats off. You want to scroll down to the rest of the?
I can.
Thanks, man.
Scroll.
Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Go to women's doubles.
Oh, okay. We're going down
Yeah.
there. Here we go.
All right, so in third place, you had Dela Cruz and Dia Lee and Riley Schaff and Caitlin Allshouse, who that's another tough team. Riley Schaff's been throwing really well. We know Caitlin Allshouse is coming off
Yeah.
of a signature number 2 where she won women's singles, playing really, really well.
No, they said no. De La Cruz, that's my cup.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, she's just honoring her heritage, but a hell of a team there with Dia Lee. I'm expecting them to win one before the end of this thing.
For sure.
Just gonna put my name on that.
Yeah.
But Schaff has been thrown out of her mind.
Yeah, and she's gotten better every season.
Yeah. So like, I really liked this. All the finals for the women's for sure.
For sure. Sticking under women's, you want to go? Is there women's singles somewhere?
I don't believe.
Is there not women's singles? I thought there was.
There it is. There it is.
That's right. Sarah Cassidy takes down Caitlin Allshouse in the finals. Third place overall was Riley Schaff and Rosie Streaker. Second in the bracket was Cameron Belvin and Miranda Coy, Cheyenne Bubenheim, and Samantha Finley. So, I mean, again, like, just you expect to see Cheyenne's name a little bit higher, but, you know, it just happens. You know, Cassidy is either locked in or she's just not very good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's shown before, like, when she can go to an event and win singles and doubles. She's done it before in the past. So it's just which Cassidy are you going to get on a given day? And if she's feeling it, then she's really tough to beat.
True. I was trying to see who maybe knocked out Cheyenne.
I think it was Cassidy.
Was it Cassidy?
Yeah, I believe so.
This is the one right here. It was
Oh,
Rosie.
Streaker. Okay.
Rosie, nice. Good for her. Hell yeah.
All right. So if we go to singles, I think
Excuse me. Good Lord.
so obviously Ty Thompson takes it down. If
Yeah.
you're listening, you've heard it by now.
Yeehaw!
If you've listened to the show for a while, you've heard the name. You've heard him on the show when we were in the TCL event. We met this kid 2 or 3 years ago. We were
He
introduced
had the
to him.
sauce then, man.
And we started watching him play, and yeah, you could just tell he just had something, and it was like every time he got on a broadcast, he'd play a little bit better.
Yeah.
And we used to joke like he'd get to a certain point in the match where the hat would come off, and then like the guy was
then you,
screwed.
yeah, then you
Like,
better
he
just
wouldn't-
watch out.
So we've seen it before that he had all the shots, and once he decided to go pro and he made it. Early this season, I said he was a dark horse to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
If we're looking for a name that not many people are talking about, Ty Thompson is somebody that can sneak in and have a. Now, did I think he was going to come in this year and win a singles national? I'll be honest with you. No, I didn't think he was going to be there. But did I think he could have in a bunch of like second and third place bracket finishes? Hell yeah, I
Yeah.
did. But the fact that he took it down just shows that like how talented he is, and like at least we still know what we're doing a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's it was the happiest I've been for a singles champion in a long time. Just hearing his name called out because again, we've been talking him up for 2 years now.
Yeah.
And he has the game.
And his
And now
his
he's
path,
proved it.
His path was not
It's
easy.
nuts, but like we were talking about this when we were watching him play, and I'm like, he has a background in rodeo, like
Yeah.
very high stakes stuff,
Mhm.
and I think that certainly helps him under these bright lights. I think he thrives in it.
Oh yeah.
There's not many that do. I mean, a couple of these on the. I mean, I think Trzynski's one of them. I think he
Yes.
tends to perform pretty well under the bright lights too.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just a special quality, and Ty Thompson, I think people need to recognize the name. He's going to be around for a minute.
I completely agree. So he did not have the easiest path. So he ends up beating Jamie Graham, who, I mean, was without question the hottest player in the country. Either Jamie Graham or Jacob Trzynski, I think you could make an argument were the hottest players in the country coming into this event.
Yeah.
Ty Thompson takes him down in the finals. In the round before that, he had to take out Sammy Soto, a guy that he's played 100 times in TCL events coming up. Sammy Soto is kind of a little bit big brother. You know what I mean? Like, I guarantee you, if you're looking at head-to-head matchups between those two, Soto probably has a significant advantage in that matchup, but Ty Thompson took it to him. Didn't panic, stayed with it, and Soto just didn't hit the big shots when he needed to towards the end.
Yeah.
Jacob Trzynski loses a match to Jamie Graham. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like, Trzynski is on fire. It's just a matter of time before he cracks it. You know what I mean? Like, he's still he's still a top 5 player to me right now. He's earned that right. He's been consistent enough. Austin Waskow, we said it early in the season, and this is right. He's kind of starting to peak at the right time.
Yep.
Second in the bracket's very solid finish. Mark Richards, again, it's weird seeing him not win the bracket, but again, no,
Nice
if
to
you're-
see his name.
you're
that
in the
high up,
finals
so,
there. You know, he's knocking on the door again.
Yeah.
The biggest heartbreak of the evening had to come with Gavin Cano.
Mm-hmm.
So we've talked a lot about Gavin Cano before,
Yeah.
and just how it just needs to get that first one, just get over the hump. And I think it's just gonna be it's like a Rory McIlroy kind of thing. You're gonna see the weight of the world go off his shoulders,
Yeah.
and then let's just see how he really plays, right? He was up on Ty Thompson. He was sitting in the king seat. In game 1, he was up 20-3. He ends up losing it, right? And he started giving up a point or two. I think it was like 20-8 or something like that. And then in round 24, he throws a bag and it misses left. And you just saw in his face, like, oh my God, I'm losing it. And because I don't know who exactly he was looking in the crowd, but he like looked over the crowd real fast, and just the look he gave was, I'm like, oh shit, he's in trouble. Like, he just has zero confidence right now.
See that
The
body
rest of the
chemistry
match,
was-
you could just tell he was hoping and praying that Ty was just gonna miss.
Yeah.
Ty just didn't miss.
Yeah. I mean,
Ty just took it to him, blood in the water, ended up winning that match, and then he wins the next one. Like, it was right, similar score, but like in pretty convincing fashion. So Ty Thompson it's a handful. It's really tough to watch Gavin like just blow a lead like that when he's so close.
Yeah.
But you know, obviously there's redemption later on. Other notable finishes.
Foreshadowing.
Tony Forbes is also second in his bracket. Third in their bracket. Jason Rubin continuing showing that he's not just a doubles player.
No.
Like, he
he's-
came back with some vengeance
solid,
this year.
man.
Third in his bracket. Dalton McClem. Once a year, it seems like this guy just comes
comes out,
out,
yeah.
decides to show up to the event, plays really, really well. Third in his bracket, still really talented. Devin Harbaugh starting to kind of round back into form. Gage Landis is finally waking up after last year. We thought he kind of like was emerging, kind of showing off. Like,
Yeah.
is this time that, again, it's still relatively early, right? We still have a few
Well, we're
events
talking
left.
just about these fields are just insane. Like, all these names we're mentioning, and we could say that about any one of them.
And then let's just throw a 9-year-old in. Why not? Because
Yeah.
Cash Chamness taking fourth in his bracket. Like, that's ridiculous, man.
He's so close. I mean,
Riker
seeing all
Wells
these
having a
young
very
names.
good rookie season right now.
yeah.
You know, obviously winning his bracket in the first one, fourth in the bracket here. Derek Holland is finally kind of showing up. Levi Haddock has been a little quiet
A little
early on.
bit.
Listen, fourth in your bracket,
He
still
started
phenomenal.
off so hot in the opens and stuff.
Correct.
But he's another one, man. Just watch out for him.
Correct. All right, so if we move over to doubles, we just talked 5 minutes on Gavin Cano,
Yeah.
right? And how he loses an epic heartbreak. And then, you know, he follows it up with his boy, Sammy Soto, and they take down Jamie Graham and Jacob Trzynski. Again, the hottest two players in the country coming to the event, just coming off of a win. They make it back to the finals, and Cano and Sammy Soto get it done. And the best part about it was that Gavin got to throw the last bag for the win.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean,
It meant
kind
something.
of a stamp.
When he
stamp
hit
for him.
that shot, you saw everything in him just leave, and it was such a cool moment. I'm hoping now that he did, even if it's in doubles,
Yeah.
you got the first one down. Let's roll.
You guys should be making a run at team of the year. I mean,
So I also want to just point out that in our power rankings, 1, 2, and 3 have all won the first 3 events.
Yeah.
You had Smith and Richards, you have Graham and Trzynski, and then you had Soto and Kano.
Which is pretty good on our part.
Pretty solid, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good start. Third place overall, Logan Chamberlain, Justin Burton Jr. Welcome back to the show. And then how about the other third place team, Mark Richards and Tony Smith? I mean, how about a fucking Final Four right there?
Fantastic.
That's what we need, boys.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying it could only be those 4 teams, right? But like when you start getting the big names involved in this stuff, that's when it gets fun to watch
Hell
these
yeah.
finals, right? I mean, these were all grueling matches. It was fun to watch. Tip of the cap. Brett Guy, Matt Guy starting to round back into form.
Dude,
I think it's only a matter of time before we're gonna see Guy Nation back in.
I would love to see it, man.
We all want to see
They're
it.
electric when they're together.
100%. We all want to see it. I want to see it, and then I want to see a good performance from them. though.
Yes, yeah.
I don't want to see them lose it. You know what I mean? Like right away. Like
Yeah.
I want to see Guy Nation
Get
show
up
up
there,
and show out.
be confident, show us what you can do.
Ethan Various and Tony Forbes also take second in their bracket. Ellis and Harbaugh starting to round back into form, second in their bracket. Rawls and Kingsbury, again, just kind of just ho-hum this year. You know what I mean? They're kind of flirting with all like second, third in their brackets. I think that they're doing just fine. Again, they're one of those teams that we would not be surprised if they were sitting in the Final Four.
No, not at all. And they're just one step away.
Ruben and Trader, obviously a very high-profile pairing. I think that it hasn't been quite up to par. Ryan doesn't seem to be having quite the year that he had last year.
Mhm.
It happens, right? We all see
Yeah.
it happen that second year. He's at that age where if he's starting to get taller, you know what I mean? Like we see that it takes an adjustment year sometimes. But, you know, third in the bracket, it's still very solid. Bubenheim and Power, kind of that experimental team. People weren't quite sure about the pairing. The more you think about it and you watch them play, like, oh, it's basically the same person.
It makes sense, yeah. I mean,
Like the same is very similar style.
yeah, they're showing. I mean, third in the bracket with those two. They're another team that it's not going to shock me
And
if
I
we
bel-
see them
and
in
I
one of these finals
believe
coming
they
up.
took third in their bracket at the first one and
Yeah.
second in the bracket last one.
Yeah,
So I mean, they're
like,
having a very
they're
solid
right
season.
there. Yeah,
All right, so it was quite the signature.
it
I
was,
think
man.
it's
Like,
what we needed.
these,
you know what I mean?
these names at the top were what the fans have been waiting for, and no slight to any of the other guys that have been in it. They just haven't been quite to this level. So, yeah, I think the fans were definitely spoiled by this one.
You ready for some dramatic readings?
Is it time to roll right into those?
Let's do it.
All right.
In a world where beanbags have brought men to their knees, social media serves as sanctuary for keyboard warriors. Time for the dramatic readings.
Addicted to cornhole. Khalid Comic. What ACL Pro has the flattest bag? And I mean flat. No right to left or left to right. No backload, no tilt. I watched a lot of pros throwing to develop mine. There's only 2 people I can think of. Possible third. Ryan W., Kaylee H., possible Jamie G. So I would argue that I would say Kaylee Hunter for sure. I think you can put her in that list. I think she deserves
She doesn't throw with a
a
tilt,
nod.
though?
She can throw a flat bag. I can see because she throws a high revolution. Ryan Windsor, no. Like
Yeah.
I mean he obviously he can throw a flat bag, but he manipulates the bag a lot.
Yeah.
Same with Jamie Graham, I would argue, manipulates the bag quite a lot. I would say the flattest bag consistently, I've said for a long time, probably Jimmy Humans.
Yeah, I mean that thing is just a frisbee coming out of his hand, and he has that like scoop motion to it that
Yeah.
just comes out. Yeah, I mean
I think
he's definitely one that comes to mind right off the bat.
Kyle Malone is another one that I think has always thrown a very flat bag.
He's just so effortless when he throws.
Yeah, I mean, I think Kaylee Hunter's a good one. I'm trying to think, super flat. Who do we? I'm trying to think. Because definitely not Tony. Tony Smith definitely tilts it. Trying to think of looking at this list here. You know,
I mean,
honestly,
Ruben.
I'm just gonna say
Yeah.
Ruben. He can tilt it, but if you're talking about just running bags, I mean, Jay Ruben's probably one up there
Yeah,
right with
I
the
mean-
flattest bags.
Tanner Halpert.
No, Noel Manza, maybe. I mean, he does
Noah's
throw as a
gotta-
tilt
yeah.
though. Yeah, I mean that's I think that's a pretty good list we have right there.
I like the list.
I think Cody Henderson has an underrated like flat bag too.
What about like Alan Rawls?
No, because he throw like that little like almost like a reverse cut. Little
That's
bit.
true. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Same thing with like Kingsbury. I mean, Kingsbury can throw either like
Yeah.
kind of do whatever. Like it's crazy
Yeah, no, I like that list.
for sure.
Maybe
All right,
Jordan Power.
we got one more.
Ooh.
Is it addicted to cornhole? This is cornhole Jesus. Another year, another case of big name players not getting paid by bag sponsors.
I wish I had the beginning to Beauty and the Beast, like the title song. Tale as old as time.
So yeah, obviously, like every year, it seems kind of this is the MO. This year seems to be a little bit different, only because the company that I'm assuming that they're alluding to is a pretty
It's
big
a
company.
Big boy, big player.
There has been rumors going around. I will
Rumor
say
has it.
confirmed / unconfirmed that there are several like relatively high profile players that are sponsored by All Cornhole that have not been paid yet this season, and they're owed decent amount of money. I'm hearing that this is all kind of related to like Rich Chamness, who had bought into a portion of All Cornhole, has then now left, and I don't really know the whole situation behind it.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem great.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but like it does sound like these guys have not been paid yet. I don't know what the contract says. I don't know if they're paid at the end of the season. I don't know.
Yeah. I couldn't
It
tell you.
would seem odd if that was kind of the setup,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem like a great situation. So I'll be interested to kind of keep an eye on that developing story.
Yeah, I mean it's very interesting. Like we've had these smaller companies come out with what they think are deep pockets, and it blows up in their face.
Well, and if
This
you
is
think
a whole
about
different beast.
if you think about who All Cornhole sponsors, though, specifically, I mean, these are like they're like professional dudes.
Yeah.
Like they've been in the league. They've had good sponsors previously.
these
You
are
got,
guys
like,
that could have signed with probably anyone.
Well, you guys got like Damon Dennis.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got Frank Modlin. You got Jay Rubin. You got Caleb Batson. You know what I mean? Like you have some guys
Yeah,
that are like
some
have signed
names in the
before.
sport,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? Like, so I don't know. I haven't heard anything like disgruntled from necessarily like directly from players, but it's kind of just been the whispers going around that maybe some players are letting it be known that like they haven't been paid. So
yeah, I mean that
it
sucks.
It does suck, and it just it kind of lends its hand to like next year. I'm hearing some things that there's going to be some significant changes to like the bag like setup and structure next year. We'll call it the bag market.
Yeah, I mean
I'm not
there
ready-
kinda needs to be to
I'm
try
not ready to like go out and like say everything I'm hearing because I want to verify some stuff first. But like I'm hearing there's some pretty significant changes that are coming up that that's going to change a lot of stuff for next year. And I just think that with it being limited to 100 pros, I'm hoping that with it being a smaller number, that the most of these guys are going to be able to find sponsorships without as much difficulty as it has been in the past. But if you're going to limit the amount of options someone has to then go get a bag sponsor,
Yeah.
it might
hinders
prove
that
a little bit
bit.
challenging.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But there are some, I've heard some looming changes kind of. I don't think anything's like official, but from what I'm hearing, it's like, I don't know how well that's going to go over. So
I mean, do changes in the ACL ever go over very well?
not initially, but sometimes they seem like they let stuff be known, but like it's not official, so they can kind of vet it.
Yeah.
And then kind of before they make their official statement, kind of vet it a little bit.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if
Just
that's
test
kind
the
of one of the
waters a little, yeah.
situations. So I want to go like just find some more stuff out, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about it as it comes up. So Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's only in due time, Sean.
in
We'll find
due
out.
times. You wanna cue the rap horn?
Is it time?
Yeah, cue it.
Oh man.
Cue that shit. You can reach us at Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at Big Asp Cornhole.
And Facebook at Big Ass Cornhole Podcast. And the Overlords told you, head over to dragonbags.com to pick yourself up a set of bags today. Drop code BIGASP12 at checkout. It's going to save you some money.
And just, I mean, we've talked about all the different series before. You have
Yeah.
the Charlie, Power Dragon. They're going to be coming out with a new series called My Bags.
Dude,
And I'm
just
telling you,
get 'em in your hands.
I'm telling you, if you're a hybrid carpet fan, right? But sometimes you're playing on the boards and they get just a little bit slower, right? End of the night, everything starts tacking up.
This is the one.
You have this set of bags that's gone. And
Guess
it's
what?
going to play just like the other one. It's going to play, and it's just as hole friendly, and it's great, and they work well for us. And if we can throw them, you
Yeah.
can throw them. I promise you. Because you're talking about like not flat bags right here.
And guess what? You can't have them because they're my bags.
They are my bags.
What's up?
For sure. If you're looking to support the show, we would love you forever, obviously. If you can do so at patreon.com/bigaspcornhole. And for the price of beer a month, you can support the show. You get bonus content. We post videos of all of our interviews and our episodes on Patreon. We're going to be having a happy hour, I think, this weekend, right?
I mean, I'm not back until Monday.
Oh, you're not, oh, that's right. It's Friday this weekend.
Memorial.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe Monday or Tuesday.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do something. I'm glad you told me that because I think I have an interview scheduled for Monday.
Yeah, don't
All right,
do
I'll
it
look.
for
Yeah.
Sunday.
Okay. So yeah, but yeah, if you're looking to support the show, we would love it. It allows us to keep doing what we're doing. And without you guys, we wouldn't keep doing this stuff.
True that.
If you happen to listen on like Apple Podcast, if you don't mind dropping a review, be greatly appreciated. 5 stars would be awesome. But yeah, it's just we've been doing this for 5-6 years, and we wouldn't be able to keep doing it without people listening to the show, supporting us on like social media and stuff. So we appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
We do. We don't take the stuff for granted. So, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. The interview coming up next with Miranda Coy and Lori
It's a
Dole.
banger.
It's really good, man. Like,
Yeah.
and despite and I know people have very polarizing opinions of Lori Dole. So I think it was important to kind of give her a platform to get her side because I think the opposite side is very loud. So all I ask people to do is go into this episode with an open mind because I think people sometimes we judge people too fast. And they're very good people. They're very smart. They're well spoken, and they have really good ideas. And they're very involved in invested in growing the game going forward.
Yes.
So like they're on like everyone's side. So but
Yeah,
yeah,
we-
the interview is great. We love spending time with them. They're awesome.
Yeah, we go pretty in depth into like serious cornhole
For
talk
sure.
too about like what's upcoming next year and
For sure.
thoughts of pro players on what they expect. So
It's
yeah,
interesting
it's
to
a great
get a
interview.
women's point of view on the qualification process
Yeah.
with it limiting down to 100. Is it worth it for them to stick in to that event? So we
Yeah.
talk a lot about that. Miranda gives some really good insight about how her mindset's kind of evolved over like the last year.
Mhm.
And it had the longer she's been a pro. So it's super interesting. They're really well spoken. We do a draft at the end, which is best dog breeds, which is just awesome.
Fantastic.
And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy the interview. We'll be back next week with more audio gold. But until then, we hope you throw it straight. And it's nothing but 4 baggers from here on out.
Cornhole.
Later.